I need a bad girl to make my homie lose his cool. I need a bad girl who love listen to the bad Ice Cube. I need a bad girl to make me wanna break the roof. I need a bad girl, boom chicka wow wow, sex on my roof.
Hi guys, it's Miss Polly. I am here today to give you some more tips. And today we're going to give you some tips on how to let your family know that you are going to be dating someone who is poly, or that you are deciding to be a poly person. So, as you guys have all known, before we start this video, subscribe. Go below, go ahead and subscribe and put notifications on so you guys can not miss any of these great tips, and join us about any other fun activities that we're going to be planning in the oncoming months here. So guys, click that. You see I have Instagram, I have a Facebook group. So I have two Facebook groups actually. So I have the first one is my own. I just give lots of great little information and I upload some of our videos there. And then I have the Poly Lounge, which is more of a community group that I am in, that I help create activities and content for the group, and so we can all mingle and interact with each other. So those are the things that we have going on. And also, don't forget, guys, I have our life coach business. So if you guys are looking for help with just in general getting your life together, I know that we all think, we got it all together in our heads, but sometimes we need a little help. You might have a plan, you want to know how to execute it. Hit me up. I'll let you get some good tips, and I'll help you focus on getting to those goals in a good time frame. So if you guys are interested in that, and if you want to talk about poly relationships, also we're doing one-on-one life coaching right now. That part's being set up. So we want to do one-on-ones. We can do those, get you set up, so you guys can start building those good relationships and even start your own poly pod. So these are great things we have that we're going to be doing. So today, like I said, how do you come to your family and let them know that you're deciding to be poly or dating a poly person? When I say dating a poly person, because sometimes you may still be monogamous and you found someone who maybe has another partner, but you would like to date them and you are feeling like you're okay with that idea and you want to go ahead and pursue that relationship. So if you want to come to your family, let them know that, hey, if you see my girlfriend out here or my boyfriend out here with another lady on a date, I'm aware of it and I'm okay with that. So that's important to let our family know that. So one of the first tips I will give you is possibly pick out a family member that you feel is going to be least judgmental and have a conversation with them. That way you kind of get the feel for, how the conversation is going to go, and you're in a place where you feel okay with that. Maybe it's your mom, it could be an aunt or a cousin, whatever. Give them that information, someone that you maybe trust, so that when you have this conversation, you feel a little bit safer about the information you're giving them, and you can kind of see the reaction. A lot of times they'll give you feedback on, okay, you know what, yeah, maybe you should tell what's her name first, or cousin first or something like that, or you can, do little groups, because sometimes that's very helpful. So if you can kind of do that, that is a great way to start. Number two, what I would do is introduce your partner, not immediately. After you've kind of told them what's going on, maybe show them a picture, and talk about some things that you enjoy from your partner or partners. Kind of let them know, who you're dealing with, so they kind of feel safer. Sometimes family can be very protective over that situation because they think you're being duped, or somehow somebody's twisted your mind. So being able to let them know about your partner sometimes can help them too. So, these are the people that I'm dealing with. Am I dealing with some weirdo? These are people that, they work and all these things, and whatever it is to you that makes your partner special or your partner special, share that with them so that they can kind of feel calm and see maybe even the happiness in your life. And sometimes that helps calm that storm too. Okay. Now, another big thing I think people forget is that even in our poly journey, we don't always look up the details, because some people, they'll say, okay, I'm poly, and they say, this is what I want to have a girlfriend, and they say, okay, well, my girlfriend has a boyfriend or whatever, and I'm okay with that. But you may have to get details, and this is what I mean. Go out there, do a little research. And I always say, do a little research before you start poly. But if somehow you got thrown into it, you were on a dating app, met someone, they're wonderful, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do, go ahead, get yourself some information. Go, look up some things. Now, I will tell you, there is some misinformation out there, and there are some sad stories. And unfortunately, we know that the worst stories of the worst get posted in the most, views. So try to find someone who's very informative, as myself, if you like. But if you want to find someone who's informative, who's going to give you great information, look up some TED Talks. Someone who's going to, I'm so serious, because those people are going to be people who are scholars, who aren't there to try to change your mind. They're just giving you out information, facts. There's going to be a lot of wording in there. So sometimes getting the detailed information is important, because what's going to happen when you go and tell someone you're poly or you're interested in this? They're going to ask you every question there is. Every question there is. And they're also going to ask you sometimes, they're going to ask you detailed questions. Well, why you feel like that? So these kind of answers you do need to know. So, hey, what makes you feel like you need to? You might want to have that answer ready. Sometimes knowing the answer ahead of time, it's just like going on an interview. You knowing the answer or what you're going to say ahead of time, sometimes it doesn't have to be exactly what you're going to say, but it also calms you down. So you're not in an anxiety state when you go and tell your family these things. You're a little bit more calmer because you know what you're going to say. I know the answer. And those people are like, well, the answer is, I don't give a F what you think. Well, if you go in there like that, okay, just be ready to deal with those results. But yeah, knowing the information, fact checking is a great way. Okay. So the next tip I'm going to give you is be calm. Do not go in there in a heightened emotional state. If you know that's your time of the month, don't go in there when you know that every time someone says something, you're going to lose it. Don't go in there when you've been arguing or you've had a bad day or, you're not having a good week. Try to go in there in a calm state. Get yourself some tea. I know that sounds too. Get yourself something to drink. Get yourself a Starbucks. Okay? Maybe not the extra caffeinated one, but get yourself relaxed state. Go in there and let them know what's going on. But being in a calm state is also going to help you with the questions. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes when you go in a situation like this, you might have someone, and it's unfortunate, but we know there's always that guy who's going to be a little rude to you and a little out of line with their questions. And if they're out of line and a little bit of rude, you got to be calm, because we don't want this to turn to a fight and argument. We're just trying to give out information. So you're letting someone know what you're doing as a courtesy. You're not asking them to change your mind. These are two separate things. So you're going to go in there and you're going to be calm and be in the right place, because there are some questions that may seem personal, but these are real good questions. Some people have asked, and I get asked this because, well, I'm more public with it, but well, what is that like? You're just going to go one bed to the next? How is that safe? Like, these questions come up. Your mom may want to know, well, how are you keeping yourself protected? How do you know if this guy's not just running off with other? How do you know they're not doing this? These are questions that they're going to ask, very possible. And you need to be in a calm state, because if that makes you feel uncomfortable, know that's going to be a question. So then you're not like, oh God, why did I ask that? And let's just be honest, especially if you're with a polygamist situation, and he has other women, a lot of times, dads, you'd be like, well, he's just cheating on you, or you're just letting him. So, and that's dumb. Like, so you have to know, where you're at and be calm, so you can come in that and turn it into what you would like it to be. And even if you don't agree, this is not a tip. It's just even if at the end of the day you guys don't agree, you have told them your truth. They know it now, and they can accept it or not, but now it's out there, and you're free because you've already done your part. You've told them what it was. Hey, I'm just letting you know as a courtesy. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like what I'm doing. But I would like you to respect who I'm with and know that this is what I'm doing. That's all. And that's all this has to be. So I hope you guys enjoy those tips. If you guys, like I said, if you guys have any questions or you feel a little nervous, I do one-on-ones, and we could talk about those anxieties and talk about in more detail. Like I said, every person's different. Everyone's story is different. You are different. There's no one like you. So if you have something you'd like to talk to me about, and we can work on how your life can be better by sharing some information with family. We can definitely talk about your personalization of how we can get this to work for you. And that's also if you just need to tell your parents your and lifestyles too. So any of those things, non-monogamous relationships or just even monogamous relationships, we're working on building better relationships. And like I said, I'll be putting my app below for one-on-ones. I have a Facebook and all these, everything's Miss Polly or Miss Polly Wright. And I'm so glad that you guys are taking time to watch this video, subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful day. I appreciate your time. Bye.